going on, traders? How we doing today? Thursday, June 4th. Too funny. Look at this. You guys, if you've been around for a while, you know the sticker, the original Do It Scared sticker. And then the wife got me something for, I don't even remember which holiday it was. It's all blurred together. But it's like a canvas print saying Do It Scared. And then today's thing says basically the same thing. Do It Afraid. Let's get to it. Alrighty, so not really watching much today. Just gonna be watching the scanner per usual. What's up, Thomas? What's up, Sean K? Yeah, I was a minute and 19 seconds late according to you. Dealing with the kids per usual, doing dishes, all that good stuff. So we're here, made it in time. Still got about 3 minutes. My sticker fell. Hold on one second. Might have to tape this thing back up. It's got all kind of dog hair all over it. I'll mess with that later. Kind of a slow morning as far as the market goes because it's actually not gapping up. I actually woke up, saw the spine, and I was like, something wrong with the market? It's not gapping up. What's that all about? Also, this pain won't go away. Woke up, stomach was feeling kind of weird, so I had to eat something. Ended up eating some pulled pork that my mother's boyfriend made, and it was actually really good. Him and the mother like when I smoke some meat, so I think he's trying to be better at it than me. Which, hey, I hope he gets to that point because I make some pretty good smoked meat. What's up, marketing? Good morning. Good luck. Not feeling super enthusiastic today. I'm not gonna lie. But I am ready to trade, so there is that. And GNUS gapping up again today. I did look at that this morning. Devin was telling me that the news on GNUS is that they will have some big news soon. That's the news, is that they'll have some big news soon. That always cracks me up. Jonathan, what's up, man? Welcome. Got about 30 seconds here till the bell. Kind of seeing if anything's starting to make a move here in the pre-market. MREO starting to make a little bit of a move. We don't have any shares there. A little bit of a lower float anyways. Just taking a look at the gappers. I did a little bit earlier. We don't really have shares on too many of them. I didn't pull up Interactive Brokers. I did. Oh no, I'm leaving it open so it can dry out because it's all wet inside. Did you hear me? Leave it open. Tell her to leave it open. I'm leaving it open so it'll dry. Oh, it's raining. Okay. Well, I wish I would have known it was going to rain. The sprinklers wouldn't have came on this morning. I didn't even look at the weather for today. I wish Livix would have made this move after the bell, not pre-market. I wish I would have known it was going to rain. That kind of sucks. I didn't think they were calling for it. I didn't either. I didn't even look last night. I usually look every night too, of course. So nothing right out of the gate here. You load up Interactive Brokers while we're waiting for something. The secondary verification that it gives you for IB is pretty awesome, security-wise, but it's such a pain in the butt sometimes because if your phone's like not right next to you. QTT making an okay move. NAV, that's coming from the bottom. Yes, Brayden. It's raining out back, but not out front. That's crazy. Look at this wick. Is that I? This is another HDB is one of them ones with a pretty huge spread. MIK, if we get up through 5, that'd be worth looking at. I need to turn. It says it's on. What the heck? I'm not getting any sound. Sorry, I'm not going to worry about it right now. PRTY, we were watching this one yesterday. No shares there. Here we go. SPR. I like the look of this one. We wanted a little bit more of a push up. We're not going to get it. The spread was kind of eating at us there. Son of a... Kind of missed save there as well. Yeah, I think we just missed a bunch there looking to try to get into wherever that other one was. These are all doing the same thing. Son of a... That's how quick it can happen. All three at the same time. Didn't really give us a chance to rotate through them. Of course, the one we were looking at is the one that had this stupid spread. And ended up making us watch it for a second. Go making a nice move. We don't have any shares there. Range on KOS isn't very good. See what this does here, if it can get up through towards 10. Volume's not great. Save going back towards high of day. So did car. Spy running here or something? No? Not a huge fan of the spread here on TGI, but I'd love to see this thing pop up through 10. GNUS through 10. That thing is nuts. Look at the daily on that thing. Was that the one? Yeah, SPR was the one. That thing's still going. I'm going to start SPR here. That was a pretty good squeeze there. See if he wants to keep going. See if we can get up there towards 50. Nope. I'm still trying. Get a little bit more of a flush here. Towards that 31.50 is what we were looking for. Put that out there. See if we can get the flush down through. Hold on, bud. Does it stick? It should stick down here. Daddy's working, bud. Yeah, it sticks to that, but it won't stick to this because this is wood. All right, getting the drop. There we go. Gonna take 75% there. I liked where the bid was. Didn't want a chance of popping back up. It's okay. We would have got our fill. It wasn't that much. Now we'll let the rest try to work for us here. Let's keep looking around. There we go. See if we can get down towards 31. Let's throw a random order out there, seeing if we could get the flush down towards 31. Closer down to VWAP area. Still looking around as well. Like I said, guys, sorry I'm not very enthusiastic this morning. Just, I don't know, just not fully here. I'm still ready to trade, just wasn't quite feeling it. We'll obviously have a stop on the rest of these shares over high of day. Or at high of day, I should say, if it actually wants to get there. If not, we're going to see if we can't let these work for us a little bit. Especially now, I'm going to see what happens if we get down to 31 instead of just taking it. I was putting that out there just in case it wanted to give us that flush on that continuous move. Excuse me. See what I was looking at things like MGM and the casinos and air. I was watching a couple of the airlines, but I kind of started roaming around. I should have kept save up. Save was a nice one. Here we go, working down towards 31. See if we get a flush down towards 31. We'll look to take off that secondary part of our position. There we go. See if we can get the push through. There we go. There it is. Boom, right there. All right, we're down to the remaining part of our position here. We'll put a stop. We'll put it at 31.50 for now. Actually, we'll do our trail, right? So 50 cents. Stop. Trail. We'll do 50. Or, well, where are we at now? We'll do 60. Oops, not $60. 0.60. Alrighty, puts us right above that 31.55 for now, and we'll see if it wants to go lower. Solid trade here, guys, on SPR. I like it. Sad I missed save and car. Those were the two. I think save was the one I was really kind of upset about. I really like that chart. Just to show you guys real quick. I mean, this, you don't get much better than this. Nice intense move, built up right to it. Nice breakout right up to the whole dollar area through that half dollar. Would have started it probably right on the other side of the half dollar, and then this thing just dumped. It was a beautiful. I mean, the car pretty much looks the exact same, but it's a little bit more grindy. See the wicks, but same principle. Through 29, got up to 29.50. Probably would have got to add here, to be completely honest. And then it would have came back down. That would have been nice. So we're bouncing off VWAP here. We're looking for that final take profit down here towards that previous resistance, right? That was the ultimate what we look for when we open up a trade. So we could put an order out there, but for now I'll just have a trail just in case, so I don't necessarily have to pay attention to it. I can kind of just search and look for more opportunities as, oh geez, look at it squeeze up right there. Oh, and we're right at our stop, and we got stopped. Okay, so no big deal there. That was just our remaining 10%. But we were really looking for that to kind of work for us a little bit. But if it wants to shoot up like that, then so be it. Look at that thing squeeze. I just kind of want to jump back in this thing. I'm gonna leave it alone though. I'm not a huge fan of playing those just yet. Not super comfortable with them, but we'll kind of let them be for now, even though that was a pretty good squeeze. Pretty much the same as these two candles. But all right, let's move on, see if we can't find anything else. Say OSDK kind of got that same thing, right? Previous resistance here, yesterday's highs, but that's kind of grinding up a little bit. GNUS just absolutely squeezing. Excuse me. You scoop the bottom of save. You got it the other way. Nice. That didn't really bounce far. Must have been more of a scalp. RD, KZR. Nothing there. Got one R on it? Nice, man. Very nice. Brian said DPW. Yeah, I mean, that does kind of look like a pump. Has room up to $2, but like he said, that's probably not going to do too much. Pretty happy with that SPR chart. I knew this is what was going to happen because that was such a big squeeze. But I'm going to respect my rules of using the trail. I even gave it 10 more cents. It actually stopped us out. We only got 1 cent slippage there. But when you get a big squeeze like that, guys, we always know the faster the move, the weaker the trend. That was why we jumped out of most of our shares right here. Because that was such a big move to the downside. We were looking for this to bounce, but obviously we didn't want it to bounce like this. And now look at it. But it's all good. It'll probably come right down to this 30-26 area and look to bounce or try to consolidate here. Man, look at that. That is such a... That's frustrating. Wow, guys. Look at car. So disappointing. Save, same thing. Is the SPY dumping? It has to be. No, it's going the other way. This market makes 0 sense. So look at these guys. Ugh.
Look what you started.
That's something I don't mind starting. Nice trade there on SPR marketing. No, it's not either. I'm not going to do that every time. Man, look at this chart, guys. Ugh. I probably would have been out of this, to be honest, looking for that previous resistance, but this thing is just dumping. Oh, look at it go. Oh, my jeez. No, thank you. I know they're sour. That's why Daddy's not a huge fan of sour. Daddy likes sweet. Yeah, I like the sweets. It's one of Daddy's downfalls. Thank you for trying to share. And look at SPR, guys. It went right down there. That's so unfortunate that we kind of got stopped out there trying to trail. Using the pivots there, it would have worked, but again, I'm not worried about it. I wasn't expecting this thing to really... I was expecting more of a candle like this to kind of squeeze a little bit, or to kind of consolidate a little bit, but it ended up squeezing on us. But it squeezed right back, I'll tell you that. Squeezed right down to the downside. Oh well. This is one of them ones where you could probably scoop it up here and just ride it, and it'll probably end up over high a day by end of day. What is that? It's a marshmallow? Oh, it's one of the Lucky Charms marshmallows? No, thank you. It's okay, bud. I don't want it. Okay. I don't... Alright, here, give it to me. Thank you. Yummy. That's sweet. You're right. Thank you. I can't even get fucking 10 minutes to myself. Put the headphones on, I get yelled at because I'm not listening. I'm so sad about save and car. I love my chart here on SPR, but wish I would have got save. Save's the one that's going to bug me a little bit. I mean, I'm not really worried about it, but just kind of crappy. LK making a little move here. I don't have any shares on this on CMEG. I remember checking yesterday, there was plenty on IB. This KZR keeps popping up on the scanner. I would love for this to make a much bigger move. I'm gonna take a look at IB's LK here. We do have some available. Just not a huge fan of the range. Such a smaller range. Yeah, Thomas, that's why using R when you're not when you don't have a set risk, it's a little bit more difficult to really kind of give you those numbers because those numbers don't really exist. So the question was, if your normal risk is $50 and you make 100, you would make 2R, and that is technically correct. But what if because of your average, you are risking 25 and make 100? Do you now have, would it be a 4R, or would it stay 2R? So what I typically do after a trade is over is I'll go and look at what my average was versus what high of day was. And technically, that's all that you ever risked. So if you can be making at least what you're risking, then you should be good to go. So whenever I get a second entry on a stock, I could hit this cover 1R button and it'll show me where I need to get if I were to cover my full position at that price to make at least what I was willing to risk on that trade. So like the one the other day, I forget the name of the ticker, JMRL or something like VMRL. When that happens, that's kind of the one flaw of using the price or monetary amount divided by price to get your share size, because if you have a lower price stock that's moving in a pretty big range, then it can get out of hand a little bit quicker, right? Because you're going to have more shares, but the stock is still moving pretty volatile. But again, as long as you're trading the chart and not your P&L, it really shouldn't matter, because at any given time, I would still trade it the same way. So 1, 1, 2, and then if I really wanted, I could hit that cover 1R button and I would still see the same exact thing where I should get to at least cover for what I was willing to risk on that one trade. So if you go back and look at most of my trades, you'll see over here, I guess I got to make it bigger. Hold on. You'll see my risk over here on the right. So on that VRML trade, you'll see I was risking 109.74 at its highest point, but I made 143.42. Risk 2108, made 1588. So that one wasn't the best, but if you remember, I missed the ad on that one. 540 made 956. 285 made 1047. 315 made 3105. 1081 made 1031. So that was about 1-to-1. I was risking 75 cents on this one because we basically top ticked it, made 1520. So that's what I kind of look at, because as long as you can keep those numbers that way, I find that it's a little bit easier to keep track versus having a set number. Like if you have a quota of $50 or a max stop or a stop loss, or not stop loss, a risk off of $50, it's going to be tough, especially with the way that we're entering now, because it can fluctuate up and down. But it is a very consistent way to get into any trade with the same amount of shares every single time. It's just the range is going to be a little bit different. But once you're in the trade, that's when you start to kind of pay attention to the price action, the range, all that different stuff. And if the range is a lot bigger than usual, you kind of space your ads out a little bit more than if the range is not that big, because then you can get your ads closer together to get the same risk per se. So that's really the best way I can think to explain it. So hopefully that made sense, because I'm trying to think of a better way to explain it and I can't at the current moment. Nice drop there on KZR. I don't play double tops, at least not. No, I don't like playing double tops. I've played them in the past. Don't like them. Any RV? What's up, Tommy? My thoughts on this? I don't know. What's the float on this thing? Can you please stop hitting that? Pretty please. You guys haven't given me more than about 7 minutes to myself in a row yet.
Brandon,
I don't know. You tell me. You're the one that's getting all over me. Got a 31 mil float here on NERV. It had a huge drop. It's kind of consolidating at this point. I mean, honestly, I don't know. If you're not getting any kind of big bounce out of this thing, I would probably think that this is going to head towards its lows, or at least start to consolidate back down towards it. That'd be my consensus on it. But I don't really play those types of plays stocks strategy. Like that's not my strategy. It's not what I specialize in. So I wouldn't really be the person to ask, I would say. Yeah, we're in the same spot. I've been using what I'm risking on every trade to determine the R value. Right, exactly. Yeah, I've found that it's a lot better to self-evaluate yourself based off of that versus having a set amount. Because if you're so focused on that set amount, it's going to really drive you into the ground. So, and like I said, that trade yesterday on VRML, that was really kind of an oddity because it was a $5 stock that was moving $1. It had a dollar range to it. So taking $600 worth of a $500 stock, it was what, 100 and some shares, 110, I think it was, 118. So 118 shares, and it moves a point. That's $118, right? So you always have to keep that in mind with those lower price stocks, and that's why a lot of people love playing the low floaters because they want to get rich quick. So they can load up on shares because it's a cheaper price, but it also has the ability to move in a big range. And that's exactly why I don't play them, because I'm looking to make a living out of this, and I'm not looking to risk my account on any given trade. So yeah, that KZR, that was a nice drop there. So using that, I made 2R on save, yeah. But see, the problem with that is, remember that one where I was only risking 75 cents and I made $15? So it's like, am I really going to say I made more than 15 to 1 or 15R? Like, you say that to the general public and they're going to think that you made some crazy good trade, but in reality, you just top ticked it and, right? So, what if you legitimately top tick a stock sitting on the ask, and it comes down and you make, like, say even $100 on it, and your risk was 0 because you top ticked it. So what do you say then? I have infinity R. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's hard to explain, but it is. I always like to call it controlled chaos is what I like to call it. EOLS. What's the float here? It's a lower float, 22 mil. And like, this is a prime example too. Like, look, this move started down here at 5. This clearly looks like it can move up towards 6 if it really wanted to. Actually, let's see if we got shares over here. Looks like they could run out of shares. They only got 9.34K shares available. That could be one order. Would not want to jump into this not knowing if I could add or not. Down to 8.61K. That's why I was curious if it auto updates or not, which it does. Pretty good move here, though. The shorts on IB, scroll it over. There's a window over here. See it right here. It says there are at least 8.61K shares to short. But if you're using DOS, I would assume it's the same thing, where it would pop up here and you could click it and it'll pop this window up and it'll tell you how many shares are available. Ooh, look at that drop there. Mer ran out of shares? Still says there's shares there. MREO. MREO is halted. Oh, not today. I got you. Still itching. Still itching. I'd love to trade again. I was definitely in the mood to trade today. Just I don't know. My overall mood though is just down in the crapper. You guys get like that sometimes? Like where you just wake up and you're just completely out of it, but it doesn't affect your mood to trade at all? I mean, that's exactly how I feel. Like I feel almost more in the zone, ready to trade, being this way, as bad as it sounds. HTZ trying to get back above $1. That's so crazy. But yet all these other companies that also have been closed, just as long as Hertz has been, are somehow Ving up. Just Hertz came out and said, you know, hey guys, I think we're going to go bankrupt. I mean, obviously their back end fundamentals and all that stuff could be pretty bad. You imagine they just come out today, they're like, yeah, we're not sure if we're going to go into bankruptcy. We filed, but we're going to pull out. Probably shoot back up to this like $8 range. That happened not too long ago. I can't remember the ticker. Oh, it was PCG. The gas company, after they got destroyed after the fires in California when it killed all those people and they were held at fault. They had another fire right here in 2017. That brought them down. They started to consolidate and they started to work their way back up, and then they had that fire, the most recent one. Can you believe that was back in 2018? Jesus, I can't believe that was that long ago. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was the first fire and then this was the second one. I don't remember, to be completely honest. But then, yeah, it had to have been this one, because this is probably the day that they said, where the news came out, where the governor or something was saying that it wouldn't be in their best interest to let them go bankrupt. Yeah, the next 2 days there. I bet that was when it was. Oh, it was Chapter 11? Yeah, see, I don't really pay attention to that stuff. That would make more sense, though. FOSL here at high of day. Not on too much volume, though. These one trade days are kind of annoying. Well, yeah, Alex, they might be restructuring, but that pretty much would screw over the shareholders, obviously. Because the shareholders, it's going to, like, they basically are going to rebrand, is what I always like, the easy way to explain it. So basically they rebrand, start from scratch, and the new investors are the ones who get all the new shares, and all the old shares just go to zero. Which is why I'm surprised that this is doing what it's doing. I mean, the reason, that was why it went all the way down to, what was the low here? 38 cents. So the fact that it's squeezing back up here, I guess it's just people that were expecting it to go to zero, but they're just like, I'll just take my money here. Yeah, I don't know too much about like the real inner workings of that, but I do know that's how the basis of it works. Like all the people that are holding shares are pretty much screwed. So there's really, like, if you were holding shares up in the 20s or something, or even the teens, just trying to be a long-term investor of Hertz, you might as well just sell them for $1 today, because that's the most you're probably going to get for them. It's just one of them ones. That quote from Van Wilder: sometimes you just got to realize when to cut your losses and move on. COCP? I don't see that on the scanner. Let's take a look. Oh, it's a dollar stock. Don't have any shares. COCP. Obviously they have them on IB. See if they have them plenty. Yeah, 560,000. Maybe if I brought it up a little bit earlier, could have been worth playing. Would have been looking for that 110 area for it to come back down to $1. Yeah, big volume spike. Has room up to like 124. It's been hovering in this area for a while now. There was a GNUS offering. Could have fooled me. Or maybe that's what the big drop here was. Or here. See if he knows what price it was. Or is. People are like, I don't care. Oops. I'm very proud of myself too. Even with the smaller share size, I followed my plan. I need to get into the. I need to start forming my habits. Like on the way down here, I was gonna take all of it, which it obviously would have benefited me versus covering the remaining shares up here. But the whole point is when we have a bigger share size, this will matter a lot more. So yes, it was 16, and then it was 13 here, 3, and then 2. But in the future, that last remaining 10% will be a lot different, which actually it was more than that because it's hard to split up 5 shares. But that's my point is I want to get into where it's habit to take off shares in the correct, like in part of my strategy. Like if I'm going to have a strategy, no matter the share size, I should be following that strategy. So that's what we did here today. And I was actually pretty proud of myself in hindsight, even though it ended up doing what it was doing. But you can't stop something from squeezing and then kind of faking out, because this could have just went high of day and then it would have been real nice looking to get back in. But unfortunately, it went a little bit higher and then did what it did. So no big deal. I don't even want to look at save. Oh, it actually bounced all the way back up. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Dave would be happy to see this one. I wonder how this played out. I wish I could have seen that live. Nice, Thomas. Very nice. I'm jealous. I get rid of my kid for tonight and tomorrow, so I'm pretty happy about that. We still have the youngest, but it's kind of like a break, I guess. I need a break like you, though, where I just go to the beach without the kids. That would be nice. But, all right, man. Enjoy it. See you back here on Monday, I'm assuming. VERI. Interesting. See if we have shares over here on IB. The price just stopped. There are some shares available. What's the spread like? 12.91. I need to shorten this somehow. I need to like print out a chart for each time, every time I do this. 13. Just not a huge fan of the volume here. Let's see. No, where's the lock button? I hate this interface. I really do. There we go. Man, I was gonna hit a 3. Sweet. All right, we're making our first trade here on IB. We're in VERI. We got a fill at 1320. Let's see. Manually entering all this, by the way, so 212. Stupid. All right, got an order out at 1285. Yeah, I think I put it at 1285. Where's the order at? Oh, it's probably right here. I really need to get used to this interface. Yep, okay. So it's sitting at 1285 for most of our shares. It's looking for it to flush back down through 13. There we go, 1290. We're sitting at 1285. 1287, 86, 70. Partially filled. There we go. Got the fill there. Look at that pop right back up. So we picked a good spot to get some fill there. I'm going to put a stop at high of day here for the rest. We sold 66-ish% of our position. Like I said, I'm doing everything manual. I don't have hot buttons over here. So high of day is sitting at 1328. So that I didn't hit stop. See, I don't know. I don't even know how to do a stop over here on this. Should probably figure that out. Limit, stop limit. There we go. Okay, position 10, 13, 28, 13, 28. I guess I should try to hurry up, huh? 10, position, submit. Protect your orders by using what? Using the price management what? No. Price management algo can be configured. Okay, I don't want that. Did it put it in? Okay, the order's there. All right. So our stop is sitting at high of day. Probably okay, and we got filled there. All right. Okay, so that was a interesting trade, but I don't even know. Can I show you? Made $6. We end up using 30 shares there. All right, let's see if I hit trades. There it is. So there was our 13. We actually got 1321.27, and then we got a cover for the majority at 1285 there, and then we stopped out the rest of the high of day. That was interesting trying to use the other platform there. It takes some getting used to. I also don't know if you can actually show your trades on here. I haven't really looked at it too much. This was more of just if I really want to trade, I'll have it. I definitely will not be using their software in the future. I'll be using DOS, just using the broker though, because they do seem to have a ton of shares. So first trade, made some money. Break that account in nicely. The commissions there are really nice too, which is always fun. Watching KZR, we're at high of day. I'm not really interested in playing Vary again. I don't like how it dipped down like that and then shot back up the high of day, so we'll leave it alone. It is still extended, but I don't feel like messing with IB again right now. That was a little stressful. To figure out a way maybe to incorporate that screen in as well, but I'm also curious if that was considered one day trade or two. Should have been just one, because if I remember correctly with IB you can scale in as much as you want. It's just how many. Oh, but I did take 2 exits. Crap. So I bet that was actually 2 day trades. Whoops. You can scale in as much as you want, but you can only scale out once, I think is what it is. Or not scale out, but you can only exit once. Every time you exit a trade, it counts it as a day trade. So even though we only entered once, when we exited twice since we scaled out, technically they consider that 2 day trades. But if you scale into the trade like 10 times and then only exit once, it would be only considered 1 day trade. That's how Interactive Brokers does it. At least that's how it was back when I used them last time. The brokers I'm using are CMEG and Interactive Brokers. I just opened up the Interactive Brokers account, so I'm kind of getting used to their software and whatnot. So watching KZR here. Sounds like I'm gonna have to get out of here. Just trying to see if I could find how to show the trades. Plots trade volume, or completed trades. Displays the showed trade boxes along the top of the chart. Chart parameters. Show volume. By the way, you guys think I'm like a master at DOS? And this is how you become a master at something. You just start using it. And then you just figure it out. Chart trader? I don't think that's it. Secondary index. Yeah. Studies. I don't think that's it. I don't see it anywhere in here. Let's hit apply, see what that did. Not really sure what that did. Still watching KZR. I want to see this go up towards 9. We need an actual intense move out of it. What is ABUS doing? So let's take this chart trader off. I'm not even exactly sure what that is for. I can scroll down. Is there anything in here? Here we go. View completed trade markers. There we go. Huh, interesting. So you can kind of see it. Show you guys on. Oh, hold on. Want more of a pop than this, but we're interested. See, I need to make that secondary hot button. 600. Later in the morning like this, especially one that has range, this is what I was talking about. 64. Shit, but horrible fill there. Got 32. Thought we were getting 40. Looking for the pop through 50 for an ad. That was a horrible fill. You got dropped on us. Just the pop through 50. Looking for more than that. All right, dropping down. Oh, guys. Oh, we just covered 75% at our average. I thought we were getting 20 on that drop. What a busted trade this is. Literally right at our average. That dropped so quick and then it popped right back up. I thought we were getting 75% way down there. All right, we're going to try to let this ride out a little bit through 9 for the full amount. Oh, that's so... That sucks. Just a busted trade here. All right, we're just going to take it there. Man, what a busted trade. Ugh. I mean, it still made a little bit of money, but that's so frustrating. I wasn't quick enough. That's why I guess we got to put the orders out. Yeah, I like it. Thank you. It's a star. Looks like a star. It's a Play-Doh star. That's so frustrating. And, I mean, I don't want to say I didn't exit out of this because this was pure emotions of just the trade. First, we got a bad fill in the entry. Got a bad fill in that drop. Should have been a nice fill down towards, like, I think it was at 920. But we ended up getting 932 again, which is where we got our entry. So we missed 8 cents on our entry, and then we missed 12 cents on that fill. So, I mean, I was just getting a little flustered there, and then it dropped down towards 9, so we just took it off. So we still made 26 cents on 25% of our position. So it's not horrible, but at the same time, I'm a little ticked. But we weren't looking for much there. We were just looking for that 9 retest, maybe a pop through, which is what we got. So that's a little frustrating. Okay, come on, guys. I'm almost done. Can you just let me be for a little bit longer? Is that a castle? It looks like a castle. Well, it's a little late. Go ahead, take it out. You're already here. You might as well show me. Whoa, that's a squished one. Is that a fish? Did you make a fish, Camden? Yeah. Khan said, take profit hotkeys and wishful orders. Faster than clicking and better fills. Wait, what? Doesn't that contradict us? What are you trying to say? Explain. I agree putting orders out there, but I wasn't looking for anything in specific. But I also wasn't expecting it to really react that fast to the downside where I had to try to catch it. But I'm not completely upset with it. I mean, still look at the chart. It's not horrible, but just mad at the fills. That's all. I can't stop it from, as I'm clicking the button, just making a big swing in one direction, right? That's just kind of part of it. let me see if I can. I don't even know how this is going to work. No. All right. Didn't work like I thought it was going to. Just have to do this. Very is actually still going. Look at that thing. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Look at the trend line; it's just holding that tight. Oh boy. Fun times, fun times. Alrighty. What a morning. So all said and done, let's see. This will be fun when we start to scale up every single week. But 2 trades today, one on SPR, 1021, KZR, 338. And then the one on Interactive Brokers ended up being 6. Or at least it says it's 6. I don't really, can I show you this somehow? There we go. Over here on the side. 5.6 it looks like. Or wait, yeah, 5.6. So I rounded it up to 6. So about a $20 day. Can't complain, considering that's been about what we've been in this risk area that we're using with the 600 divided by price. Now keep in mind, I do need to add one more button, I think, and make it just half the price. I think that's the only way. I was really thinking about this last night. It's really the only way. If I see something that has much more range and it's a lower price, it's the only way to kind of stay within that same parameter. But we'll see. I'm still thinking about that one, but I do think that is something that would make sense. Like right there, even on KZR, we noticed it was a little bit lower price, but we saw that it could move a point, right? So it was, if we did the calculation, it was like 64, or I think it was 64 shares. And if that goes against you, a point, which it could have pretty quickly, as you can see, that's 64, and as you're adding in, it becomes more and more. So we obviously don't want to be risking, say, $40, $50 on one trade, and then the next one we're risking 200. Like, to me, it doesn't necessarily make sense, but I'm still toying around with it in my head, because if we only keep the one button, we are getting the consistent order that may vary is taking off. But I'm afraid that I don't even want to know how, like, I need to see where I can see how many day trades I have left. Account window. I don't see it in here. Account management. Oh, that takes me to a website. Activity, performance. I would have thought it had to be in the account window. I don't see it though. I'll have to start up a chat and ask him. American Airlines popping off. I don't have any shares there either. The reason I don't want to trade on IB again right now is because I don't know how many day trades I have left, and I don't want to chance getting stuck in a trade because I'd be literally stuck in it for a week. I do not want to do that. This thing is nuts. This thing is just straight squeezing at this point. Kind of wish I had some shares. We'd be playing this right now. I think this is where we would have got our entry, right here around 20. See what it does from here. If it wants to squeeze up through 50, that's even better. You can choose either dash or triangle. Edit chart. So, let's see. Edit chart parameters. My trades. See, I don't see a my trades. I don't even remember where I found that, to be honest. Let me edit. Oh, chart parameters. That's where I was. See, this isn't even where I was for to show the trades. All right, so we'd be looking for down through 15 for our partial. All right, I mean, we'd see what it does at 15, but that's ultimately what we'd be looking for. Almost what? Yeah.
I was about to take the dog treats away, and you know he's gonna flip. So I was trying to wait until you were done.
Yeah. I clicked that wrong. I clicked that button so much. I need to move it over. On, there we go. There we go. We'd be taking our partial right here. So that would, man, kind of sucks. It's good to do this though, right? Even if you have to mentally trade something, I wonder, just out of curiosity, if there's shares over here. Yeah, they have plenty of shares over on IB. Be looking to take another lock down here around 70, probably through 70, because there's the trend line, like right here. Be taking another lock right there. So we'd be down to 10% of our position with an average of 15.20. Looking for this to really move back down. So that would have been a nice winning trade there on AAL. Unfortunately, didn't have any shares. All right, let me see if I can figure out what Scott's saying here. You can choose it. So edit chart parameters, my trades. See, I don't see. I don't even remember where I found that. Is it view? Oh, here it was. View completed trade markers. So that's the only thing I see. Is I don't see buttons panel. How do I edit the chart trader? Is that even a thing? Oh, maybe it's here. Here we go. Maybe. Buttons. Order. Maybe it's in orders. Settings. No. Charts. Chart colors. Settings. We'd be looking for probably 1450, see what it does there. But ultimately, we'd be trying to let this 10% ride, right? We'd be looking for a dump through 1450. Probably be happy. Probably put an order out at like 35 if it wants to flush there for some reason. But if it wants to try to get under 50 and then back through, like it starts to use that as support, we'd probably just take the rest right there and be happy with it. Like that would be my thought process right now. As you can see, it's doing pretty well. It tried to hold that EMA to try to go higher. It did not. Coming down to 50. And so this is where we'd see what it does. We'd have an order out at 35. Looks like it's trying to hold support. This is a pretty big move down, so it'd be pretty hard to continue down through 50 here, I would think. But you have to think there's a lot of people holding bags now. There we go, testing 50 right through. Didn't get the 35, 45. I think I saw 43 in there. 40, there we go, 40. We'd still have our order there at 35. 35, 36. It was right there. We're probably taking it off right here, and we're happy with the trade. So probably missed our order by a cent or two there. Probably got like 42, 43. Would have been a pretty sweet trade. Not going to lie. It would have been nice to have shares here on CMEG to play that one. All right, let's see if we can find this, and then I'm out of here. I'm not seeing this at all. Trading tools. That's not display. Settings. In the money color. Oh, that's for options. I'll have to figure it out later. I haven't used this in quite some time, so this is all new to me again. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to jump in the Discord, and I can answer them there. If not, I will. Well, I wish you guys to have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.